Good afternoon. Today is the 11th of June and it's time for some traditional Lloyd vehicle consulting content, which means that you're going to have to gaze upon my lovely face for the next 15 minutes because we're going to be talking about the top 10 best-selling cars of May 2020. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. This is a video which I've been doing for some time now, probably the last 18 months or so, and you're not going to see any edits or any cutaways or anything other than me pausing the video. What you will see is me just discussing the market figures that have come through on the SMMT website, and we're going to have some fun doing so because that's what happens at Lloyd Vehicle Consulting. The first thing I'm going to say is the way that the figures are compiled, they show a difference between May 2019 and May 2020, and they'll show the percentage change between these 2 months. So, for example, I've got here in front of me the figures, and in May 2019, in the UK, 49,100 diesel cars were sold. In May 2020, 3,448 diesel cars were sold. That is a 93% decrease. So if I say that's a 93% decrease, that's a 93% decrease between May 2019 and May 2020. There are actually some increases this month, if you can believe that. That's obviously good news. And there's information here about the market share. I don't tend to focus too much upon that, but that's the information that I'm saying. We're comparing May 2019 with May 2020. And as I said, diesel sales are down by 93%. That's probably no surprise. Petrol sales are down by 90%. They sold about 117,000 petrol cars in May 2019 and only 11,000 diesel cars, petrol cars, last month. But battery electric vehicles, things like the Tesla Model 3, we'll get back to that later. There was a huge increase between May 2019 and May 2020. It's 21.5% in a market overall that is down by 89%. And we all know the reasons why the market's down. It's not a surprise to anybody, really. The dealerships only opened on the 1st of June in general, so any increase which is above minus 89% is obviously a good thing. That probably indicates the brand is still growing. And the battery electric vehicles, their market share in May 2019 was 1.1%, and now it's 12%. Huge increase. I doubt that will continue like that for a while yet. It's principally because of the Tesla Model 3s that were sold last month, and we'll get into what the top 10 best-selling cars were in a little while. But that is a significant change. So if we look at plug-in hybrid electric vehicles, in May 2019 they sold about 2,400 of those, and in May 2020 about 825. That's a 65% decrease, so not too bad. Hybrid electric vehicles. These are things like the Toyota Corolla hybrid. They're not ones you plug in. This is a 91% decrease between last year and this year. And about 7,400 were sold in May 2019, and about 650 were sold in May 2020. Mild hybrid diesel, the example of this would be the new Audi A4 and the new Kia Sportage diesels. Last year, that was 1,800, and then this year, about 770. So a decrease of 57%. That's not too bad. It just shows more and more actually manufacturers are deciding to put hybrid assist motors in their diesel cars. Mild hybrid petrol, that could be anything from a Suzuki Ignis upwards. I drove one of those back in March and it was brilliant if you haven't watched the video already. The market change from May 2019 to May 2020 was 75%. Decrease, of course. In 2019, about 4,000 cars were sold, and in May 2020 about 1,000 cars were sold. So let's look at the private fleet and business sectors now. Private sector, about 80,000 cars were sold for the private sector in May 2019. About 13,000 cars sold in the private sector in May 2020. So still quite, I think it's still quite a lot considering the dealerships weren't even really open. But that's an 84% decrease. Fleet sales, these are much more affected actually. In May 2019, there were over 100,000 fleet sales. 100,000. In May 2020, it's only 6,600. So 93% decrease. Business, 2019, about 3,800. Business, sorry, in May 2020, about 700. That's an 81% decrease. So let's now look at the top 10 best-selling cars for last month. Number 1, again, the Tesla Model 3. No surprises for guessing that. They really are just delivering the cars as quickly as they can because there have been people who've been waiting for years for these cars. Next, the Vauxhall Corsa. That'll be the new Corsa F. I did do a walk around of one of those on my channel. It's the last car walk around that I filmed before the lockdown, and the new Corsa E as well. I did both of those. The Tesla Model 3, 852 cars. Vauxhall Corsa, 790. Next is a Ford Fiesta. Excellent car, by the way, the Ford Fiesta. Always good, but particularly in this current state. 760 cars. Then there's quite a jump. Number 4, the Mercedes-Benz A-Class. Now that's a regular visitor to the top 10 best-selling cars, so it's not really a surprise, particularly. But next you've got the Ford Focus. I would expect to see the Volkswagen Golf in here somewhere, but it's not in the top 10 best-selling cars in May 2020 at all. So the Focus, 502 cars. And then the Volvo XC40. Now, XC40 is a brilliant car, don't get me wrong, but I haven't seen a Volvo in the top 10 best-selling cars for an awfully long time. I don't know if that's the new Recharge version, who knows. Then the BMW 1 Series, 331 cars. That was 464 for the XC40. Then the Mercedes-Benz GLC class. Again, I didn't realise that was such a good seller, but comparatively speaking, anything goes at the moment, I suppose. 328 cars. The Ford Kuga, that's probably the new Ford Kuga that's come out quite recently. 303 cars, and then really close behind that, Mercedes-Benz E-Class. For some reason, the C-Class isn't there at all, on 290 cars. Now we get to my favourite part of the video, where we look at how brands are doing in the current market. And again, percentage increase and decrease in the market share between May 2019 and May 2020. First of all, we always have Abarth. So any figure above minus 89% is okay. Abarth, they are down by 70%. That's not too bad considering they only really have one model on sale, which would be the 595 and 695. Alfa Romeo, they're down by 83%. Again, it's not too bad actually, but it's only 45 cars. Alpine, they are down by 79%. That's only 3 cars. Audi, 88% down, so a little bit better than average. They sold 1,500 cars. Bentley, they sold 34 cars. That's 78% decrease. BMW, another 88% decrease, like Audi. They sold about 1,500 cars. Citroen, particularly hit by the pandemic, it would seem, for some reason. They sold 340 cars, and that's a 93% decrease. Dacia, pretty much spot on. About a 90% decrease actually. It's closer to 90 than 89. I don't tend to talk about decimal points too much in this. About 270 cars. DS, they didn't sell a lot of cars last May at all. They weren't really on stream so much with the DS3 Crossback and DS7 then, but this particular decrease is an 84% decrease. 47 cars sold last month. Fiat, pretty much bang on average, 89% decrease. 276 cars. Ford, again, really close to average. Just over 2,100 cars sold, an 89% decrease. Honda, for some reason, 93% decrease, particularly badly hit, it would seem, 195 cars. Hyundai, I don't really know why this is the case, but they had a 96% decrease, 241 cars. Infiniti, they're not selling any cars anymore, so we skip those. Jaguar, they have an 84% decrease, 476 cars. Jeep, an 89% decrease, so bang on average, 82 cars. Kia, doing better than Hyundai for some reason, even though they really are the same company. I imagine this is to do with things like the Soul EV and the e-Niro. Just over 1,000 cars sold, 86% decrease. Land Rover, 780 cars sold, an 87% decrease. Lexus, 136 cars sold, 86% decrease. Lotus, was pretty well really, only 9 cars sold, but that's a 64% decrease. Maserati, pretty much average. A lot of the Fiat Chrysler products are actually pretty much bang on average. It's quite interesting, apart from that. About 10 cars sold, an 87.5% decrease. Mazda, 96% decrease, 105 cars sold, so not that many. Mercedes-Benz, we've had a lot of their cars in the top 10 for this last month. They sold just over 2,000 cars. Is that more than Ford? Let's just have a look. No, it's not quite up to Ford levels, but they're not very far off. An 86% decrease. MG, I would have expected MG to do better than this for some reason, but they're actually pretty average. It's an 85% decrease, 177 cars. Mini, about 320 cars, 92% decrease. Mitsubishi, 69 cars, 96% decrease. Nissan, a 93% decrease, 556 cars. Peugeot, just over 1,000, it's an 83% decrease. Porsche, 235 cars, an 84% decrease. Seat, the very, very badly hit, and Skoda. Seat, 343 cars, 94% decrease. Skoda, 333 cars, 95% decrease. Smart, not surprising, the brand is having a big relaunch, I think, later this year or early 2021. Only 10 cars sold, that's a 98% decrease. SsangYong, not bad actually. 30 cars sold, that's a 78.87% decrease, almost 79. Subaru, only 8 cars sold, that's a 94% decrease. Suzuki, 100 cars sold, a 97% decrease. Toyota, 626 cars sold, a 91% decrease. Vauxhall, just over 1,000 cars, about 1,150. That's a 91% decrease as well. Volkswagen, funnily good. I didn't see the Golf from the top 10 earlier on. Normally I do. That's 1,200 cars sold, 92% decrease. And then Volvo, very good figures comparatively speaking. Just about 30 cars less than Volkswagen, so almost 1,200 cars, 74% decrease. And then we've got other imports. Now this is mainly Teslas, because if you looked at the main figures, they sold just under 1,000 cars, and all other imports are just over 1,000 cars, and that is a 225% increase for other imports, which is mainly Tesla. Why they always class Tesla in other imports, I don't really know, but that's just the way it is. And overall, that is an 89% decrease when compared with May 2019. So if you found that video to be interesting, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. But don't forget to like this video, to leave a comment below. We'll be back looking at the figures for June 2020 at the beginning of next month. I've got a Facebook page, facebook.com/Lloyd Vehicle Consulting, and also I do source cars for private clients. It's my job, and I am doing it at the moment. I've done a couple actually over the last few weeks, mainly remotely, of course, then please visit website www.lloydvehicleconsulting.co.uk. Thank you ever so much indeed for watching.